Good day, my friends. Walter here. In today's vlog, we're going to complete the assembly of this Oklahoma Joe's Highland smoker, but I thought I'd take a minute and touch base with my viewers. We've had a lot of viewers express concerns about my wife's well-being. We recently discovered that she has breast cancer. We found out yesterday it's stage 1 and quite curable, but she's going to need a mastectomy. If you go without the mastectomy, then you gotta do all kind of radiation treatments, and that might not be successful. So she's opted to have the mastectomy, and it's going to be within the next couple of weeks. And I've been getting a lot of well wishes from a lot of my viewers, and I might not get around to answering each and every one of you. So I thank you now in advance for the well wishes on Mary's behalf, and I'll keep you informed how her condition goes. In the meantime, we're going to keep a positive attitude about things, and on with my vlog. Thanks, my friends. Good day, my friends. Today we're going to conclude my video production of assembling this Oklahoma Joe's smoker. Now, I've skipped a couple of steps here in the process of making this video, and I'll explain what steps I've already done. I needed help with this portion, and my helpers didn't want to be videoed. I'll explain the parts that I've left out of the video. This firebox comes in two different parts, a bottom and a top. See this flat piece here? We had to put it on that lid with 4 screws. And they're a booger bear to get started up inside this hole here, but you'll figure it out. Then we took 4 screws and bolted the bottom half of this firebox to the top half. They're right there. Then we had to hold this whole heavy booger up, get all the holes lined up where it bolts to the end of the smoking chamber. We put a chair under it. That was too tall, so we put a large plastic milk carton under there and a couple pieces of styrofoam, and just got the holes closed. And I'll let my helpers bolt the thing together. All I got to do now is tighten it. It's still loose. And we'll take up reassembling the thing from this point here. So all you really missed is what I just explained. We've got little things left to do to complete the assembly, like putting the grates inside the box there. More grates will go in over there. Temperature gauge got to go on. Make sure all the nuts and bolts are tight. Grates got to go in there. But it looks like we're going to be building us a fire in here to break this thing in real soon. So I don't have to stay out here in the heat. I'm going to roll this booger back up there in the shade. And finish the assembly. Looks like this handle here just sits on there. I don't see any screw holes to keep it on there. And even though this thing is very heavy, it's pretty well balanced for moving. So at this point I'll tighten those bolts and we'll see what we go with, what the next step in the book says do. 8 bolts that I attach this firebox to the smoker box with. The ratchet really you don't get a good grip on there. I'm going to use 2 wrenches to make sure these bolts are securely tightened. Before it gets all heated and warped and everything, I'll make sure everything is good and tight. Alright viewers, at this point in my installation, I've tightened all 8 of these bolts right here, and very tight. Now I thought I'd make a couple of comments. You can see some air gaps around here. There's a gap right around here. But the flanges are pulled up pretty snug here where I tightened these 2 together. I've watched several videos on YouTube where these Dummies that took caulking and put around here and sealed all this lid up here with some caulking. Worried to death about these little gaps in here. Well, I got news for you. A fire needs air to breathe. What little air gaps you see in there ain't gonna hurt nothing. Like you have to open the door to control your temperature. What little bit of air sucks in through these little gaps is not enough to hurt your smoking progress. And why would anybody want to put a bunch of caulking? Some of them, people even weld this thing on there. Well, suppose your firebox gets damaged or warped and you need a new one. You gotta cut the thing off with a torch if you got it welded on there. As long as you got these snug right here, it's gonna be just fine. Okay, we're moving on to the next step. Handles to the smoker box lid and the firebox lid. That's going to be these holes right here. So let's proceed to that step. We're going to put them together with 1/4 by 1/2" screws and flange nuts tightened securely. I don't see any sign of any washers. It shows a nut and washer on each lid with 4 little 1/4" 1/2" bolts. Now all I gotta do is tighten. But that's simple enough procedure to do. Attach the smokestack. And you can see by the diagram it's only got 1 bolt that holds it on. Holding it vertical, tighten up the 1" bolt. Then slide the pull handle into the brackets. Weld it to the smoke chamber. That's that handle I mentioned a while ago. Oh, I see. Screws go in the end of the pull handle. I didn't see that. I wonder where them other 2 1/4" screws go. Alright, I'm going to get the screw started in the bottom of that flange on the smoke chamber. Got the screw started. And the smokestack just going to stick right in there. We'll make it vertical or close thereabouts and tighten that bolt. Nothing complicated about that. Hardest part about this whole assembly has been putting that firebox on down there. But with the help of some helpers, we got her done. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and a lot of them put like a dryer hose or something to vent down this way so all your heat don't go right out the top. I might come up with a pipe or an arrangement for that. Right now we're just getting it assembled. Okay, smokestack is attached, and this handle's got threaded holes in it, which I didn't notice before. We're going to put these last 2 screws in there, and it looks like after that we got nothing left to put on but this thermometer looking thing. imagine if you had to buy this thing already assembled, it would cost more. Looks like my smoke shake's a little crooked, but then again, my driveway is downhill. All right, this is going to conclude my video on assembling this Oklahoma Joe's Highland Smoker Grill. Give you one quick look around it. Out here in the bright sunlight where you can see better than in my old dark garage. Whatever little fine-tuning adjustments we can do, we've got it assembled. Looks like it's going to be a fine smoker. You throw some firewood in there on that grate, and set it on fire and burn it for a couple hours. Got a little door here on the end we can open up. So let it get air. Now all we need is a big old hunk of meat.